So guys, while we wait for the events, for everything else, and we are getting to the end of April, I really wanted to show to you guys and basically update the video that I did at the final days of last year, that we talked about some leaked vehicles, or in this case, aircraft that were leaked during the year of 2024 in that case. But today we're going to talk about all the leaked planes that came from the reliable sources that we normally use, which come from Olivia, the Discord, and Mike, Yukari 33, which basically leaked and normally get everything right on the leaks that we see, right? So it's the vehicles that we see, the leak list, the main leak list that I cover every time in this channel. And of course, with that, I really wanted to show to you guys the vehicles that were on those leaks and were not added yet. Vehicles that you probably should wait to actually have in the next update. At least one or two of these vehicles normally get added, okay? So these are the tiny percent of stuff that they get wrong, but not really wrong. And normally it isn't coming in that update that they actually leaked. So these are all coming from reliable sources, of course, and we shall wait that some of these vehicles will be in the game very, very soon. So we start off with the Americans from one of the oldest leaks that we have here that weren't added, coming from Olivia, and it was the B-26E. This is basically a bomber, right? A very old bomber, the Marauder, that in this version, the E model, wasn't added yet. So, of course, we already have these aircraft in the game as the B model and stuff, but the E model is another one, right? And we shall see probably this thing coming at a certain time, but to be honest, it was actually leaked in 2022, so I wouldn't doubt that we will not see it. In real life, it is basically just another version of the Marauder that has, different, how do I say this, like, effectiveness on how they change or constructed the defensive systems of the aircraft, right? It was basically a prototype that never really saw service, but they had basically different, dorsal guns, and the way that everything was constructed in the defensive kind of measures of the aircraft were a little bit different, right? But at the end of the day, it is a very old leak, and probably the one that it's least likely to see just because it's so old. So some of these vehicles, they just get forgotten into the limbo, maybe, right, from these leaks. The other one from the US, of course, it is the Super Hornet that was leaked in the early stages of this year, before the first update of the year. So, of course, the Super Hornet would be the E variant. Of course, it's a whole, I already talked a lot about this aircraft, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. It's a whole new design from the Hornet, new engines, new radars, new weapons, new flight performance, semi-stealth kind of capabilities, right? So it is a whole bunch of new stuff. I wouldn't expect this vehicle to be added in the next update, of course, because we just got an F-18 for the Americans, but it shall come this year for sure, I think, right? So yeah, it's another one that was leaked, but it didn't get added in the first update. The other two ones are from the Germans, from the Swiss Air Force, and they were leaked on the in 2024, right? It is the F5E and F18C for the Swiss. These two will probably be added very soon. I would imagine that the Germans might receive the F18C very soon as well. Of course, they do have the Eurofighter, so of course, it's not like they need another 14.0, but I have a feeling that the F18C for the Swiss will come as some form of top tier vehicle after the MiG-29s, maybe. I don't know exactly, but at the end of the day, it would be another 14.0. The F5E, can come to the Tech Tree, can come as an event vehicle, we don't know, but these two will probably be added very soon, since they are very known aircraft. They are already in the game, so it's very easy to just add them to fill holes in the Tech Tree of the Germans, right? Then we go for the Japanese. There were another vehicle that was leaked this year before the first update of the year, the Mitsubishi F2. This one, I think, It's just expected that we will see it in the next update. I mean, Japan is one of the nations that still don't have a 14.0, so the Mitsubishi F2 most likely is going to be one of the main aircraft being added in the next update. Remember, it's based off of the F-16, you know, the design. It is very much similar to the F-16C, uses the same engine. You know, the idea here is that it would be turning a little bit more, uses an IASA radar and, you know, modernized stuff all around the aircraft, a different canopy, but in a general sense very similar to the F-16, right? And it was leaked and it didn't come. So because of that, because the Japanese you know, don't have a 14.0, most likely will come in the next update. Okay, similarly we have the J10B for the Chinese that was leaked in the last leak last year, right? In November, very late November, just before the December update. And the J10B is basically a modification of the J10. I have a feeling, just like the Japanese, the Chinese will receive a new 14.0 since they don't have one. Of course, they just got the J11B, but I have a feeling that the J10B or even a C model will come very, very soon in the next update. This is an aircraft that you should expect. It was leaked last year and it just makes sense. A new upgraded version with electronic scanner array radar of the J10A. New engine, IRST, if it's the C model. Of course, they're talking about the B here, but still, new missiles, everything with that. So you might see these aircraft very soon. Then another one that was leaked in the middle of last year, the JH7, but not the J7A that we have. This would be the initial production model that was more used for anti-ship duties for the Chinese Navy, right? So yeah, it is an aircraft that would be very similar to the JH7A that we have in the game, but with a limited air-to-ground capability, more focused on anti-ship. So once we start to see more anti-ship stuff, these aircraft might be added, but for now, I don't see it coming. It's kind of an old leak, so I think they just probably not gonna add this thing and just decided to go for the A model that we have in the game, right? And the last aircraft is the Dutch, the NF5A, basically the Dutch F5A, right? This was leaked in June or something like that last year, or May last year. So we still don't know when this thing, you know, might come or anything. It wouldn't be too different from the aircraft that we already have in the game, but it would be a new F5 for the French, right? An aircraft that it's very known and of course loved, of course, by many. Maybe a premium, maybe we don't know. I mean, the French could use some premiums at these BRs, right, to help it out the grind, you know. So a lot, I mean, you still only have the Seahawk at rank 5, and then you have to jump to the Mirage F1 C200 at rank 7, right? So a new, like, rank 7, maybe rank 8, but probably rank 7 aircraft would make sense as a premium. So maybe it will come like that. But it would be very similar to the other F5s that we have, just a Dutch kind of flavor to it, right? But basically this is it. These are the vehicles that got leaked in the past years, you know, and didn't get added. As you see, the B26 probably 2022 leak, probably never gonna be added, but the other ones, they were leaked this year or last year, very late last year normally. So they are very, very likely to be seen in this year. So expect this aircraft to come very, very soon. Okay, if you guys want it, if you guys like it, leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel, of course. Let's try to get to the 100,000 subscribers in the shortest period possible. But yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye. See you.